Vienna, or Wien in German, is the capital of Austria and the fifth largest capital in the European Union. It was home to Mozart, Beethoven, and many other classical musicians, which is where it gets the nickname the City of Music. While moderately priced compared to many Western European capitals, costs of visiting the many museums and palaces can add up. So today we'll share 5 of the best things to do in Vienna on a budget. Churches are always a great place to start when you're looking to visit on a budget, since most often they are free. The towering Stephansdom in the inner city is the tallest church in Austria at 136 meters tall. You can go inside the first part of the church for free, while a full tour with audio guide will set you back €7. You can also visit the catacombs and climb each tower for about €7 each. You can see how that adds up fast. We decided to tour the catacombs and climb the over 300 steps of the South Tower. They do have a package that includes all 4 activities, the cathedral, and treasury of the Teutonic Order for €25. We recommend picking just 1 or 2 activities that interest you most if you're on a budget. You can also visit St. Peter's Church. There was a donation-based organ concert when we visited, St. Michael's Church across from the Hofburg Palace complex, the Augustine Church, where the hearts of the Habsburgs are stored in urns, and the Capuchin Church, next to the entrance of the Imperial Crypt. All these churches and many more are free to enter. They have unique stories associated with them, like the detailed Habsburg funeral customs at the Capuchin Church. While entering the palaces can be expensive, anywhere from 17 to €30 a person, the parks and grounds that surround them are free. We admired the Schönborn Palace from the outside and the beautiful Christmas market before exploring the park. It's a really large area, and while the trees and flowers probably look better not in the winter, walking up to the Gloriette is worth the view any time of year. The Upper Belvedere Palace looks spectacular, reflected into the pond outside, and also has a small garden between the upper and lower palaces. There are other parks and gardens to visit in Vienna, like the Burggarten, Volksgarten, and Rathaus Park. Since we were visiting in November, the Rathaus Park was filled with Christmas lights and decorations. I know I already mentioned that museums can be expensive, and Vienna sure has a lot of them, but there are free museums as well. The most popular are the Wien Museum Karlsplatz and the Wien Museum MUSA, and many of the exhibits at the MQ. We opted to visit the Weltmuseum Wien since we only had to pay for 1 ticket. On Saturdays, it's free for Mexicans so they can see the only remaining Aztec headdress. The one in Mexico City is a replica, so if you're Mexican, be sure to take advantage of that since it normally costs €16. Neffy just had to show them a photo of his Mexican passport. Some of the other popular museums in Vienna include the Sisi Museum, the Natural History Museum, the Art History Museum, the Albertina, and the Imperial Treasury. However tight your budget may be, you can take in some of the incredible art, history, and culture that Vienna has to offer. Even the government buildings in Vienna are beautiful. One of the best free things to do is visit the newly renovated Parliament building. They even offer free tours Monday through Saturday that last almost an hour. You should register online 30 days in advance since spots do get booked up. We visited without a tour, and while you can't go everywhere a tour would take you, you can still check out the exhibit on the history of democracy in Vienna, the impressive halls with rotating exhibits, and a viewpoint. You can also visit the Rathaus or Vienna City Hall. To go inside, you'll need to join one of the free tours, but the exterior is impressive, and it's Vienna's second tallest building, behind the Stephansdom. There's often events or festivals held in front of it, like the Christkindlmarkt too. And of course, wandering the streets and admiring the architecture is always free. Graben Street is beautiful, especially with the giant light-up chandeliers for the holidays. The buildings date back to the 17th and 18th century. And keep an eye out for the Plague Column, built to ask for protection from the plague in the 1600s. Amhof Square was once home to a Roman military camp, and after that, the first Duke of Austria. The square is surrounded by plenty of buildings that span centuries of history. Just around the corner is Freyung Square, also surrounded by tons of history. Both Amhof and Freyung have Christmas markets in the holidays. The Hofburg Palace complex is a sprawling set of interconnected buildings where the Habsburgs lived that are now home to museums and government buildings. From the gate to statues to buildings, there's a lot of incredible architecture to take in. The Vienna Opera House is another building we admired while on an audio tour from VoiceMap. The audio tour cost $10 and took us through some of the inner city while sharing interesting stories. Doing an audio tour is one of my favorite things to do in a new city. Well, if it's in your budget, you'll probably want to pay for a few activities at least, but there are also plenty of free activities and things to see in Vienna. Whether you love art, history, culture, or food, you'll definitely find it in Vienna. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.